Well, Dave, here it is. It's going to be the last Friday with Dave before Legacy 2020 next Thursday on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th.
That's right. It's nearly upon us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of planning's been going on, and we have a couple of special guests today, and we'll bring them in both at the same time because we have got Pastor Mike Miller from Village Church, and we've got Tim Ewis. And I just want to say, as a board member, especially, thank you to Tim for being the sponsor of this, the big title sponsor for Legacy 2022.
Right. We've never really had a presenting sponsor for any of our events before who just says, hey, I want to help make this happen.
Yeah.
So other people can just give toward the cause. And so we're super excited that Tim Ewis of Edward Jones
Yeah.
was willing to try that this year.
So with that, let's bring everyone in. All right. First of all, Tim, again, just thank you so much. I see you're muted, but calling in from your office there, and we just want to say thank you and let you say a few words about your involvement with Friends of the Family, and we'll go from there.
Well, yeah, thank you for allowing me to have that sponsorship opportunity. I think it's such a valuable service for our community. What Dave and his crew do, and you as a board, going through COVID and all of the challenges that families in our community faced, working with them, helping people, meeting them at their level. And then now coming out of COVID, dealing with a lot of problems. And this hits home to me where I was on a trip to Dallas with my daughter playing volleyball. I wasn't playing, she was playing. And we had a trip to a 2.5-hour drive to go see one of the college campuses that she's interested in at Abilene Christian. And her and I had a great conversation. I was shocked at how observant she is as a 14-year-old. And Dave is nodding his head, and I'm like, okay, I probably should have understood this a little better. But I said, so is there anything I could be better at, Joya? What do you see in my life? And she goes, there's sometimes that you and mom don't communicate very well. And it was just like, oh no, this is so bad. And so I think even sometimes where Michelle and I teach parenting classes for Friends of the Family, there's times that it takes somebody like your 14-year-old daughter to say, hey, maybe you need to listen to Dave a little more closely on some of those things. And so I think that's really good. And we can all improve our communication skills and get better at some of that. And I think that's why I'm excited to partner with Friends of the Family in making our community better. So.
Yeah. Wow, what a great example that we can all relate to. That's awesome.
And we have Mike Miller, and he is the pastor at Village Christian Church. And this is going to be one of the on-ground venues. So we've got 2 physical locations, Valley Christian Center over in Albany, and then Village Christian Church in Adair Village. And so this is the first time that we're going to have this fundraiser for Friends of the Family in the 2 counties that Friends of the Family serves in. So, Mike, thank you for hosting.
Yeah, it's a privilege. We've been on a journey to try to redeem and restore our facility to be used for the kingdom throughout, to be used to help the community and build a stronger community. So this is perfectly in line with what our heart wants to do and be in the region. So we're excited to have Friends of the Family with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Mike is going to be one of the MCs, I guess. Is that the official title, Scott? I'm going to be over at Valley Christian Center in Lynn County in Albany, and Mike is going to kind of be the point person at his facility there at Village Church in Adair. and it's just going to be a really fun time, live streaming all across the country and around the world, I suppose,
Indeed.
and having some live crowds there with us.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and I encourage people to come just to watch what happens when you try to do something for the first time.
I'm excited. I love doing things for the first time, and this is pretty innovative. And I believe in you, Scott. Scott says we could do this, and I believe in him. And whatever the title is, Dave, I'm good with it, and I'm looking forward to having other pastors there. A couple other pastors are friends of mine, talk about their relationship with friends of the family, and I know it echoes my experience over the years, over a decade of being in this region and being blessed and being able to have friends of the family be kind of an extension of our ability to help strengthen families in our community. It's just integrated in who we are, so it just makes sense, and we're looking forward to it.
And that's what I love about having both you and Tim here today, because Friends of the Family really does want to support the churches. Pastors, there's so much that's put on your shoulders, and the relationship counseling is something that Friends of the Family can come and help provide that in a very flexible way. And not only because we've got paid staff, we've got the interns who are there with the education and experience to be able to help people, but also Tim, as you were mentioning, you and your wife as volunteers. So this is just a fabulous partnership.
Yeah. And one of the things that we'll be rolling out and talking more about on next Thursday at the Legacy 2022, which I think you can RSVP even now at our website. That's scrolling down below there. So please, even if you're planning on attending at home, if you can RSVP online at that website below, FOFM.org, Legacy 2022. We'd love to know that you're going to be planning on joining us. But one of the things we're going to be highlighting is how the Lord's kind of just been stirring our hearts to figure out, along with church leaders across the valley, how Friends of the Family can more intentionally support and serve and partner with churches. So we'll be talking about that next Thursday.
Yeah, we've got a special video guest that's going to come in.
Right. Yes, we interviewed a national expert in marriage and relationship ministry, and excited to share that interview and just a Q&A time with him. He really highlights the needs that are out there that Tim just alluded to, that are in every home across the valley.
Tim, and tell us a little bit about how you guys started being involved with Friends of the Family, you and Michelle.
So we started with our community group, or we call them interaction groups, at Northwest Hills. After I retired from football, we were looking for a church community and other people our age and our life stage, which maybe sometimes is a good thing and maybe sometimes is a bad thing, because you start getting advice from all of your peers and maybe it's not the best advice. But there was a mentor couple in that group, and it was the Himes family. And so Ken and Mary were kind of the mentor couple, and they helped shepherd a lot of us young parents at that point in our lives. And even when Michelle and I would have disagreements, we set up a time with Ken to come in and talk with him and help him clarify things between us and give us skills, help teach us skills to communicate better. And so we started serving at the Friends of the Family fundraisers. And I remember being over, dressing up as cowboys one year over at the Alumni Center and doing all kinds of crazy things, being part of the Celtic concert nights, just doing whatever we could to help. And then we were asked to help partner in teaching a parenting class called Parenting with Love and Logic, which again is just another set of skills that I think really empower parents to raise children well. And so we've had a lot of fun doing that together, using those skills on each other. You know, we even said there was a parent, younger parent in our church that asked Michelle, hey, can we connect with you and Tim and start working on some of these parenting skills? And it was pretty funny because I was like, well, their oldest is only like 2. And I was like, but they could still use the uh-oh song. They could still give a good bummer and just start making some noises around that kid so they understand, like, life is real and there's consequences to our actions, and how do we learn how to make mistakes early in life so we make better decisions later. So that's kind of been my involvement and why I'm passionate about it, and working with Dave, and that partnership that began with Ken. So
yeah, it's 28 years now, Friends of the Family.
Yeah.
And Mike, you've been pastoring here in Corvallis for quite a number of years, and have recently, I'll say recently because it's the last few years, moved out to Adair Village and really did start to upgrade that facility. Your team there has got some great technology ready for people to be able to watch the stream too as well.
Yeah, we were, when we moved out there, we were ready to start with some innovation, and then some strange things happened in the world that accelerated all of our technology innovation, and we just embraced it and went with it. And we're pretty happy with the way it's gone and the tools and resources we have, especially to be able to be used for Friends of the Family. I moved to Corvallis 11 years ago, and my first interaction with Ken was we had one of the counselors who was employed, who was part of our church, and we started to just support and equip her to in her ministry through Friends of the Family. And then at the same time, I met Dave through the Pastors Network with Marriage Works Family Matters, and was just blown away that there was so much support for families, having this deep conviction that, you know, the strong family unit is what makes a strong community. And it's been really cool to see the growth and maturation and the coming together. We have such a spirit of unity amongst the Christian community here in Corvallis. It just makes sense that this would come together. And I can speak firsthand as a church who has personally depended on the counselors at Friends of the Family, and referred many people to. It really is something we believe in, and hope that other churches can grab that vision too, to kind of treat Friends of the Family as an extension of and a resource of our ministries and our efforts to strengthen our communities. So we're big fans. But
and,
yeah, 11 years.
Dave, as you mentioned, it's great that we can go around the world. As you saw, we got Alex Rosa from Ohio watching today, and she's making some great comments. One of them is donate, and I'll just remind people, we have the big fundraiser coming up on Thursday next week, May 5th, online and in person, and you can donate, but you don't need to wait. And if you got one of those big tax refunds and you're trying to figure out what should I do with this, I've got a great idea, because as Mike was saying, there's so much great support here in the community, and not every community has a Friends of the Family to be doing missionary this type of work. And Dave, you were mentioning, so Ken started Friends of the Family, and Marriage Works Family Matters was really where you started, and we're partnering with Ken as well.
Right. Yeah. Ken Himes, the founder of Friends of the Family in 1994 and longtime director, knew all along that the need that God had called him to lean into was far greater than anything that he and even his team at the time could be addressing. So he was super supportive of a new ministry starting up that had some of the same passions and gifts and abilities and just heart for the community as what he had. And so, yeah, so then Marriage Works Family Matters was formed through some of Ken's encouragement and coaching. And then when he was ready to retire in 2016, we ended up merging the two ministries together, and I became the director of Friends of the Family. And yeah, it's just been, it was another example of the unity. Ken was an amazing proponent for champion for unity in the body of Christ across denominations. And so we've been trying to just carry on that heartbeat.
That's fabulous. And I know that you're going to be out at Valley Church, kind of leading that. And then Mike, you're going to be hosting there at Village Church in Adair. So as we wind this down, what words of encouragement do you have for folks, Mike? Put you on the spot. I'm putting you on the spot there.
Yeah, my mind was thinking, I was kind of inspired by something that David said.
Yeah, please.
And you implied that, we have a whole new component that I'm excited about. We have an online church, and they're not in Oregon. There's a group of people from around the country that are part of our community. And I know that over the last couple of years, Friends of the Family has developed an online ministry from from Alex from Ohio. There are people that are being blessed. And so I just want to thank you, Scott, and being able to take this fundraiser, which is a longstanding tradition in our area. We all look forward to it every year, the Friends of the Family events and fundraisers. But to be able to do this online is really cool. And there's a new way to reach more people with the truth of what the love of Jesus can do to a family and transform a community. So yeah, but inspiring messages. Hey, tune in on Thursday. Don't miss it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be revolutionary. First time we're doing something. I'm excited about trying. I always like trying new things, and it's okay. Train wrecks are okay. We'll figure it out. But I'm glad we're partnering with you, Scott. You have experience with online events and the technology, and I kind of feel safe in your hands. And I like how you've hired tech people to be at each site that know what they're doing. And I like the way we've gone about this. So it's going to be a great event. So tune in and donate. That's my advice.
Fabulous. And Tim, I'll put you on the spot too, to give us some final words before we wrap up here.
Well, I would just encourage anybody that wants to partner in the community, especially financially at this time and for this event, to understand and know that every dollar you donate, there's not a lot of overhead at this organization. Mm-hmm. The money contributed and donated goes to help people in our community that are in need of those services at this time. And so understand that you're not giving to a large corporation or foundation that has significant overhead. I'm pretty sure most of the board members are not compensated at all. And yep. And so this really does get to the people locally. So I that's a good enough reason for me to sponsor it and be a part of it. So I just encourage you to give generously.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Tim, thank you for your support, for the years of support, and for you and your wife for being volunteers, because volunteer is so critical to the support or to the success of the mission of Friends of the Family. And Mike, thank you for hosting. And as always on these, we give Dave the last word. But Tim and Mike, if you can hang out, we're going to jump into the green room and give Dave the last words here.
Awesome. Hey, well, thank you so much, Scott, again, for helping make this happen, and for Tim and Pastor Mike being able to join us. Just thinking about Thursday, there's many of you have already received even a little invitation in the mail, and we've emailed. And if you need an email to send to a friend to invite them to tune in or to join you on one of the locations, reach out to us, and we'll make sure you get whatever you need. But we're really excited to be able to have some live gatherings, even in this kind of hopefully coming out of the pandemic season that we're in, and being able to meet people at home wherever they're most comfortable. But we encourage you to RSVP, go to our website, let us know that you're going to be coming. And I was going to save this until to unveil at the event, but I want to thank some of the people who have already been giving. Tremendous encouragement. Thank you again to Tim Ewes of Edward Jones for just underwriting the cost of this event up front. And then several of our donors have given toward a matching challenge fund that will be able to be used to essentially double the dollar for dollar any gifts that come in at this fundraiser and the weeks to follow. And so we're super excited. People have just, in their generosity, already said, hey, we want to help make this not only underwriting event, but make this a successful fundraiser for this important ministry. And so we have a matching challenge fund that we'll say more about on Thursday. People love families, are part of relationships all over the place. And this is an important ministry. And your partnership with us helps the reach go farther into communities throughout the Willamette Valley and around the world. So thank you for your interest. Hope to see you next Thursday.